acid metabolism. At the end of this class, the student shall be able to recall important disorders of amino acid metabolism, explain causes, symptoms, and treatment of phenylketonuria, methylmalonic acidemia, maple syrup urine disease, homocystinuria, and Hartnupp's disease. So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and they have many functions in the body. So the functions we have discussed, like they act as enzymes, so they act as carriers, molecules, they act as transporters. Okay, and so they have many functions. And these amino acid metabolism disorders are hereditary metabolic disorders. That is, they are carried from parents to gene. So it might be a predominant gene, so that is so the character or the disorder is carried from a single parent, or it might be a recessive disorder, like it might be because of disorder in the genes of both the parents, and this results from defects from either in the breakdown of amino acid or in the body's ability to get amino acid into cell. Okay, so this results either in the breakdown of amino acids, like how they are metabolized, or our body's ability to utilize the amino acid or carry the amino acid into cells. So these disorders cause symptoms early in life. So most of the times these diseases can be detected at birth, and some are not detected at birth, but they are as the age progresses, the symptoms start showing up. So newborns are commonly screened for following amino acid tests, that is phenylketonuria, methylmalonic acidemia, maple syrup urine disease, homocystinuria, and Hartnup disease. Okay, so phenylketonuria, which is abbreviated usually as PKU. Phenylketonuria is a disorder that causes buildup of the amino acid phenylalanine, and phenylalanine is an essential amino acid, hence it is needed to be taken in diet, and excess phenylalanine is normally converted to tyrosine by the action of phenylalanine hydroxylase and eliminated from the body. Phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme deficiency causes phenylketonuria. Okay, so this is the enzyme deficiency. So phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme deficiency causes phenylketonuria. So phenylalanine, which is toxic to the brain, then what happens is that builds up in the blood. So the diagnosis is based on a blood test, and children who are diagnosed and treated early, they develop normally. So a strict phenylalanine restricted diet, so that is the food that contains higher amounts of phenylalanine, should be avoided. So this when that is done, a normal growth and development is observed. So the symptoms is newborns with phenylketonuria rarely have symptoms. Okay, so they show like symptoms like sleepy, and they eat poorly, so that is quite normal with normal babies also. So the symptoms are difficult to detect at birth, and symptoms they develop slowly over several months. That is as phenylalanine builds up in the blood, and if it is not treated, so the affected infants, so they develop is like CNS disorder, mainly intellectual disability over the first few years of life, which eventually becomes severe. So symptoms include jerky movements in arms and legs, lighter skin and eyes due to the lack of melanin, musty body smell due to release of phenylalanine in sweat and urine, and it can cause seizures. So taking longer than expected to do certain activities like sitting, crawling, walking, and losing interest in the surroundings, delay in mental and social skills, intellectual disabilities, behavior problems such as being hyperactive, skin rashes, small head size. So most of the symptoms are CNS, central nervous system related, because phenylalanine is highly toxic to central nervous system. So treatment is like a special meal plan that is low in phenylalanine is prescribed. So it is best to start this meal plan as early as possible, so that will prevent a lot of damage, because as the age progresses, so the disease progression can't be reversed. So ideally within the first 10 days of life, this should be diagnosed and the treatment should be started. When baby is ready to eat solids, they can eat grains and other low phenylalanine foods. Okay, and they should avoid milk, cheese, ice cream, and other dairy products, eggs, meat, poultry, fish, nuts, seeds, oats, rye, barley, gelatin, beans, food, or other drinks that contains aspartame. Okay. So phenylketonuria meal plans are very difficult to follow, and they are different for each baby and can vary over time depending upon how much phenylalanine that baby can tolerate. Okay, so continuous, yeah, once this is detected, so the patient should be in continuous touch with the doctor. So the medicine saproprotein dihydrochloride is sometimes helpful to manage the symptoms. Okay, so the next disorder is methylmalonic acidemia. So here, so this happens due to inability to break down the amino acids methionine, threonine, isoleucine, and valine. Okay, so due to this, what happens is, so there will be a buildup of methylmalonic acid in the blood. Okay, so due to lack of enzyme methylmalonyl CoA mutase. Okay, so this happens due to methylmalonyl CoA mutase enzyme deficiency, which converts methylmalonyl CoA to succinyl CoA. So because of this lacking, so methylmalonyl CoA will build up inside the body. Okay, so the babies may appear normal at birth but develop symptoms once they start eating more proteins. So the symptoms include progressive encephalopathy, that is, as the age progresses, encephalopathy becomes severe, dehydration, developmental delays, failure to thrive, that is, respond to various activities as per the age, and lethargy, seizures and stroke, vomiting. So these are like cobalamin and carnitine. So the treatment include cobalamin and carnitine supplements and a low protein diet. So the child's diet must be carefully controlled. If supplements do not help, a diet that avoids isoleucine, threonine, methionine, and valine is recommended. Okay, if the supplements are not helpful, then in that case, so your diet chart is prepared where the food containing isoleucine, threonine, methionine, and valine is avoided. So liver or kidney transplantation have shown to help some patients. So the transplants will provide the body with the new cells that help to break down methylmalonic acid normally. Okay, so next disorder is alkaptonuria. So this is a genetic metabolic disorder characterized by accumulation of homogenesic acid in the body. Okay, so this causes urine to turn black when exposed to air. So this in fact is very difficult to identify, because urine is not collected. Only in case of suspect, the urine is collected and it is stored and observed. So this condition, that is ochronosis. So it is a condition where a dark pigment builds up inside in connective tissues such as cartilage and skin, and so this is the characteristic of this alkaptonuria. Okay, so ochronosis. So the blue-black pigmentation appears usually after the age of 30. Okay. So people with alkaptonuria typically develop arthritis, particularly in the spine and large joints. So beginning in early adulthood, that is at the age of 30. So these symptoms will start appearing, and so the diseases start showing its symptoms. So the causes of alkaptonuria are, that is, mutations in the homogentisate 1,2 dioxygenase HFGD gene. So this impairs the enzyme homogentisate oxidase enzyme. So this is the deficient enzyme in case of this disease. So the enzyme catalyzes the breakdown of phenylalanine and tyrosine. So homogentisic acid, an intermediate of alanine and tyrosine, will build up. Okay. So this homogentisic acid is the intermediate of alanine and tyrosine, that is phenylalanine and tyrosine breakdown. So that builds up in the bloodstream and the concentration increases. This leads to discolored and brittle bones and cartilage. The symptoms include dark spots in the sclera, that is white part of the eyes, thickened and darkened cartilage in ears, blue speckled discoloration of skin, particularly around sweat glands, and black earwax. So these are the symptoms. And kidney stones and prostate stones are also one of the symptoms. Arthritis, especially hip and knee joints. So treatment, again, low protein diet is prescribed. Large doses of ascorbic acid or vitamin C is advised, so that will keep the patient normal. Physical and occupational therapy to maintain the flexibility and strengthen the muscle and joints is advised. Drug like nitisinone is a possible treatment of alkaptonuria. So next, a disease or disorder of amino acid metabolism is a maple syrup urine disease. So here the body lacks an enzyme called as a branched chain alpha keto acid dehydrogenase complex. So that is called as BCKDC. Okay, so this BCKDC enzyme processes 3 important amino acids. It breaks down or metabolizes 3 important amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, which are called as branched chain amino acids, BCAA. So when this is not treated, maple syrup urine disease can cause significant physical and neurological problems, and it can be controlled with dietary restrictions. So early diagnosis and intervention improve the chances of long-term success. Symptoms include loss of appetite, fussiness, sweet smelling of urine. Okay, so sweet smelling of urine, so that is why it is called as a maple syrup urine disorder. And treatment, diet plan to provide protein and nutrients needed for healthy growth and development, and avoid allowing too many branched chain amino acids so that the buildup can be avoided. So the intravenous administration of amino acids that don't contain these branched chain amino acids, that is leucine, isoleucine, and valine, combined with the glucose for extra calories to reduce the utilization of BCAA. Okay, so and to reduce the BCAA level and provide necessary protein should be administered. Okay, so the next disease is, so the next disorder is homocystinuria. So this is an inherited disorder caused by the deficiency of cystathionine beta synthase that catalyzes the conversion of homocysteine to cystathionine. Okay. Symptoms of homocystinuria can also be caused by a deficiency of vitamin B6, B12, or folate. So this is characterized by accumulation of amino acid homocysteine in the serum and an increased excretion of homocysteine in urine. Symptoms include discoloration of lenses in the eyes, nearsightedness, abnormal blood clots, osteoporosis or weakening of bones, the disorders in learning disabilities, developmental problems, chest deformities such as a protrusion or a caved in appearance of the breastbone, long spindly arms and legs, and scoliosis, so that is abnormal curvature of spine. Okay. So treatment include, like, there is no cure for homocystinuria. It can be managed with high doses of vitamin B6. So the patient might have to use daily vitamin B6 supplements for the rest of his life. A diet low in foods containing the amino acid methionine, so this should be avoided. And betaine, that is cysteine, a nutrient, so it will help to remove homocysteine from the blood. It is advised when there is very high level of homocysteine. So taking folic acid supplement and adding the amino acid cysteine to the diet are helpful. Okay. So the next disorder is Hartnupp's disease. So Hartnupp's disease is a disorder of amino acid transport in the intestine and kidneys. So this is an autosomal recessive metabolic disorder affecting the absorption of non-polar amino acids. So particularly tryptophan, that can be in turn converted into serotonin, melatonin and niacin. So this is caused by mutation of SLC6A19 gene, a gene known as SLC6A19 gene. Okay, symptoms include sensitivity to light, anxiety, rapid mood swings, hallucinations, delusions, intention tremor, speech difficulties, abnormalities in muscle tone. So treatments, a high protein diet can overcome the deficient transport of neutral amino acids. Poor nutrition leads to more frequent and more severe attack of the disease. Okay, so or else this is asymptomatic, this goes unnoticed. Okay, physical and chemical protection from light should be there, like the patient should should use umbrella, use sunscreen with good SPF. Okay, avoid aggravating factors such as photosensitizing drugs. And in patient with niacin deficiency and symptomatic disease, daily supplementation with nicotinic acid or nicotinamide reduces the number of severity attack. Neurologic and psychiatric treatment is needed in patient with severe CNS involvement. Okay, summary. So amino acid metabolism disorders are hereditary metabolic disorders. So this results from defects either in the breakdown of amino acid or in the body's ability to get amino acids into cells. These disorders cause symptoms early in life, and many of the disorders have no permanent solution. And the disorders can be managed effectively by diet and avoiding triggering factors. Symptoms are treated effectively via supplements and IV drug administration. Okay, so these are the references. So thank you and happy learning.